Hi YouTube, RyanisWar with my top 5 favourite heels of all time. And we're going to kick it off straight away with the Rated R Superstar coming in at number 5. For me, growing up, obviously knowing him from the tag team division with Christian against the Hardys and the Dudleys and various teams, but mainly those three teams stole the tag team scene. Sorry for my words. Right. They stole the tag team scene back in the early 2000s with incredible matches, TLCs, obviously the epic moment where Edge speared Jeff Hardy off the ladder at WrestleMania 17. Check that out if you haven't seen that. Of course, 16 with the first. The ladder match back in 99, No Mercy. The Tory Invitational against the Hardys, and the ladder match with Edge and Christian, where basically the winner will get the services of Terry Reynolds, and I'm sure it was $1,000 that was up for grabs also. But that wasn't the reason why Edge is number 5. Number 5, the Rated R era, of course. You know, who can forget the rivalry he had with Matt Hardy, the real life heat between him, Matt and Lita. That was epic as hell. The wars, the real life situations, of course, as Matt was with Lita, and when Matt was injured, she cheated on him with Edge, and you know the story. So with the epic matches, and of course, for me, I was still a little kind of annoyed that Matt didn't go on top of the storyline, because usually it would be the baby faces going over the heels, but it was what it was. Edge was on that rocket, you know what I mean? And of course, him cashing in his Money in the Bank contract, how could I forget, he was the first winner of the Money in the Bank ladder match. For him to be the first person to successfully cash in and winning the WWE Championship at New Year's Resolution against a bloodied and beaten John Cena. So, and especially with the rivalry with Cena, definitely puts him up the list, because we can't forget certain moments, you know, when Edge slapped John Cena's dad in his own house. We've had times where Edge impersonated Ric Flair, tore him down on the Cutting Edge show also. But literally, this from one segment, I remember they were taking the mick out of Ric Flair's road rage incident, and they were in the car. Edge was impersonating Ric Flair, pulled aside a fan, got out in the middle of the road, started chopping him like Ric Flair, put him in the figure 4 leg lock. That was hilarious. Go watch that. Go find that on the network or YouTube. That was funny. Moments, well, you know, for me it was an incredible moment seeing him getting FU'd, yes, FU, not AA, off the ladder through about 4 or 5 tables. That was ridiculous, you know. And the wars with the Undertaker. Remember the match, I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, but it was Batista and the Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell. Edge interfered, was the cameraman, costing the Undertaker the match against Batista, and obviously their epic match at WrestleMania. Like, Edge has done it all. He's won every single title there has been made and needs to be. He's definitely got to be in my top 5. Edge, definitely. Rated R Superstar. Now, number 4, the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. He is number 4. Of course, how could we forget the All-American Kurt Angle, you know, with his I won the Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck, all that stuff, you know what I mean? The epic matches with Kurt Angle, epic moments again, like the Raw against Chris Benoit in a cage match. I still remember him doing that crazy ass moonsault off the top of the cage. That was ridiculous. Jeez, check that out. Check out their Royal Rumble match as well. That was one of Kurt Angle's best matches, along with Brock Lesnar. The Iron Man match. He's had good matches with Brock Lesnar. For me, he's the only person that could really manage a good match with Brock Lesnar, for crying out loud. WrestleMania 19, that was epic. Even though Lesnar messed himself up with that shooting star botch, but whatever. Still a great match. The Iron Man match on SmackDown was better. Way more better. But getting into the more the heel aspect, sorry. This one always rings to my bell, as obviously Kurt Angle's currently the general manager of Raw. Remember the time when he was general manager of SmackDown, and I remember when he was in the wheelchair because Big Show chokeslammed him from a ledge. That was ridiculous. And you know, he was faking the injury for a while, and he screwed Eddie Guerrero, and you know, from the Great American Bash, and JBL won the WWE title off Eddie, and from there it just started to kick off. We saw the rematch on SmackDown, and we saw Angle dressed up as a luchador, costed Eddie Guerrero the chance at him redeeming his WWE Championship back from JBL, only to find out it was Kurt Angle once Eddie got the mask off Kurt during the match, which led, you know, like, Angle ain't forgot about WrestleMania. So there was more to it, but there's a lot of Kurt Angle memories just flowing in my head. But for me personally, check out the Iron Man match on SmackDown with Brock Lesnar. Check out the Royal Rumble 2000, I might get this wrong, I think it was 2003 with Chris Benoit. Obviously WrestleMania 19 with Brock Lesnar. WrestleMania against Eddie Guerrero 20, that was great. It's just too many matches with Kurt Angle. Like, I'm actually kind of annoyed he's not higher, but you know, number 3 for me, like, his heel turn needed to come because he had such a great babyface run that it was time for him to turn heel. And even as a heel, I was still cheering him as a babyface. And of course, I'm talking about Mr. CM Punk. Of course, one of the most unforgettable people in WWE history right now. Of course, it's been a couple of years since he's quit. But again, he was great. When we talk about certain stuff, like when he tried to rebuild the Nexus, that didn't really go anywhere. But what was leading on to that, the epic Money in the Bank 2011 with a match against John Cena with the WWE Championship. And of course, CM Punk's contract was running up at midnight that day. And of course, they tried everything in their power to make Cena win. Cena didn't want it like that. And Cena lost the title. Beautiful, epic ending for CM Punk to walk through the crowd, blow a kiss at Mr. McMahon, leaving the company with the WWE Championship. That was hilarious. That was so hilarious. And of course, we had great matches with Daniel Bryan, the triple threat with Alberto, and I think The Miz was in that. Correct me if I'm wrong, people. We've had him against The Undertaker. It was alright. The match was good, but I don't know. I think it could have been better from Punk's side and Taker's side, but it was what it was. It was still a good match, regardless. It's just too many Punk memories, and how could we forget the pipe bombs? Like, especially the epic one, when he basically slaughtered the McMahon family with a live mic. CM Punk on the mic was gold, baby. Was gold. And the heel turn, I think it was Raw 1000. Sorry, I almost said WrestleMania there. Bloody hell. Raw 1000, where we had, I believe it was John Cena versus CM Punk for the WWE title. And we saw the Big Show get involved. And then, you know, we saw The Rock come out. The fans are going crazy. And then CM Punk interrupts the people's elbow. Everyone is gobsmacked. Me, I was happy as fuck. As much as I like The Rock, yo, CM Punk needed to change things up because I didn't want WWE to make him get stale, but it's Punk. You really think he's going to allow that? But again, it was such a good heel turn. I was a little annoyed that Punk didn't get to be involved in that match at WrestleMania between The Rock and Cena. But it was what it was. And unfortunately, the Royal Rumble, what year was it? 2014 was the last appearance we saw of Punk, unfortunately. But he will forever be in our minds. He's only in UFC. But regardless, CM Punk, definitely for me, number 3. Number 2. Now, this was a toss-up because both men were great heels. But one was actually a wrestler and the other person actually owns the damn company. So who should it be? I'm going to go with Vince McMahon to be number 2. It's Vince. What can you say about Vince McMahon that he wasn't a great heel? Like, come on, the higher power storyline, even though it was a bit of a downer, all along it was Vince setting up Stone Cold, working with the corporate ministry under the wraps, you know, the adoption of Stephanie McMahon in a young age, to the Undertaker, the Black Wedding, you know, it was ridiculous. You got, of course, the weirdest thing for me was obviously WrestleMania 17, where him and Austin, now they feuded pretty much from late 97. I guess you could call it a feud after Brett left. Even the seeds were planted during when Brett was there. Up till WrestleMania 17 and they're shaking hands. I don't know, but it was still one of my favorite matches of all time. Within that, this might sound a bit messed up, but man, when he just shouts, it just makes me laugh. Especially there was this one time on SmackDown where Stone Cold had an interview with JR, and this was after WrestleMania. You saw Vince McMahon coming out. Stone Cold, I just skipped it, sorry. Stone Cold had enough, basically beat the crap out of JR. Vince McMahon comes out, you're taking it out of your best friend. Open him up. That for me, oh my god, I'm still laughing over shit like that. Vince McMahon has a way with words, man. He knows how to piss you off and he knows how to make you laugh. That's why he's number 2. But number 1 has to be the Game, Triple H. And what can I say? For me, he was the best ever heel I've ever watched in my life. Anything. You know, the man that was the mastermind running over Stone Cold Steve Austin. To me, that was pretty obvious because if you remember Survivor Series 99, it was Triple H that was pretty much antagonizing him and The Rock throughout the night. And, you know, they got him in the parking lot. And, of course, Rikishi comes over and splats Stone Cold. Stone Cold's out for a year. Who went on top? It was Triple H. And The Rock, of course, but Triple H with more title reigns. You know, moving a little bit fast forward. The Regime, crazy. They didn't really last long, but for them to have that type of power, you got McMahon, you got DX. You know what I mean? Like, you got Stephanie, you got Shane. What more stroke do you need? You know what I mean? The man. And we'll fast forward it to, everybody likes to call it, even me, the Reign of Terror era, Triple H. Even before that, the storyline between him and Shawn Michaels, which is reasons why Shawn Michaels is my favorite of all time. The whole storyline, because you know their history, you know the Clique, DX, you know what I'm saying? You know they're real friends, they're best friends in real life. And, you know, to see SummerSlam 2002, great match. Check that out. For me, that was one of Triple H's best matches. one of Shawn Michaels' best matches, coming back off, I think it was 4.5 years since he last wrestled in 2002, obviously from 98, WrestleMania 14, where he lost the title to Stone Cold. So even that, the whole storyline of Shawn coming back, I'll never forget, they were going to reform DX. It looked good and crazy, and then Triple H just pedigrees him. It's like, wait, what? What? You know what I mean? So the whole build up, and then Shawn Michaels gets attacked in the parking lot, beaten up like a government mule, as JR would say. And you know, the build up from then, and we found out through security tapes it was Triple H, and they had their epic match at SummerSlam 2002. And you know, the Reign of Terror starts to come after that. Of course, you know, through taking guys out. Scott Steiner didn't have a chance. Goldberg plays. It took Chris Benoit to beat him in that epic encounter in the triple threat with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 20. Great ending, but still, for me, Triple H, man, he's definitely the heel of all heels, as he likes to call himself, the King of Kings. But for me, Triple H is number one. So, guys, I hope you like my top 5 favorite heels. Check out my favorite faces, of course, on the channel, and stay tuned for more videos coming up this week, next week, all over the week, every month, every day. So, well, not every day, but just look out for more videos, guys. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. You can message me at RJ Wills on Twitter. Yes, I changed my Twitter handle because it was long as fuck. I changed my Instagram. It's still RyanisWar. So DM me if you want to appear on future videos or want to have a chat. We can make that happen. So guys, thanks again, and stay tuned for the channel. Please support. Peace.